Hey, good morning, everyone. Wow, starting off strong. All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful Thursday, and welcome to another Behind the Bench with Heid Music, where we take you behind, above, and beyond the repair bench at Heid Music Company. When are we going to get to the beyond section? What's beyond? I don't know. What do you, chat? What do you think beyond is for the series? I'm going to think about that. Good morning, Anil. Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Don. Good morning, Keith. Good morning, Heid Music Co. It's wonderful to see all of you. Anil, am I saying that name correctly? I hope I am. What are we drinking this morning? What's in your cup to get you going? Again, I have a different coffee today. Is it Luna Coffee? Is that the name of the? I think so. That's the local company. My son had a coffee fundraiser sale thingy, and we bought a bunch of coffee for a bunch of people, and then we have yet to see those people to give them the coffee, so we decided, we better drink it before it goes bad. So I have some delicious whatever roast from Luna, #not sponsored. But good morning, Noodle. Good morning, Chris. Ah, yes, the Paladin of Sandler. I'm not starting my day off with Sandler. Sandman coming. So today it's going to be an interesting one. I almost had tech issues. Not almost, I did. I was scrambling a bit. Thank you, Molly, for helping. But I have some different cameras set up because we're going to be working on some brass today. I've got 2 trumpets. One's already disassembled and ready to be flushed, but we have this one here that we're going to be taking a look at. We're going to flush it. I haven't really looked at this one. Molly tells me there's some dent work, so we're going to do a little bit of dent work. So we have our cameras set up for that. Hopefully everything works. Beans, old boys. I hope it does. But this should be fun. So I'm going to walk you through the process of, and this one is specifically, we're going to open the case together, and we're going to go right start to finish on how we approach trumpet flushes. This is a rental return. We'll get to that in a moment. But oh, a nice Karuba from the Quick Trip, don't you know? Oh yeah, the Quick Trip's got some good stuff there. #not sponsored yet. Just saying? I don't know. Oh yes, got trumpet emojis. So, should we get started? Should we just get right to it? Just jump right in? All right, let's do it. All right, so we have a rental, one of our rental returns here. What that means is this instrument went out and was played for I don't know how long, and they either stepped up to a nicer instrument. We do have that program where you can have a step up to an intermediate instrument if you'd like, and still rent through it, or they were finished playing, or they switched instruments, or there's a ton of different things that could have happened. But it came back to us, and it needs to be fixed. It needs to be cleaned, and it needs to get back into that beautiful working order that all of our instruments at Heid Music Company come to. Start at, finish? Sure. Let's open the case. Ooh. All right, so first off, we're gonna take this book out, set that aside. I like that they at least put it in the pocket. Ooh, there's more, ooh, there's treasures in here, everyone. Let's take a look. Okay, here's our Heid Music notice. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, concert band seating. Here we go. What else? What else? Up on the housetop. And Holiday Rock. All right, should I sight read this? Just kidding. All right, so we empty out the case. Good morning, Tom. Hello for sunny South Carolina. It's 65. That's wonderful. I love that. It is like 30 something right now. Kind of gloomy. Wisconsin's hit that time of year where everything's melting, so everything's just kind of brown and muddy, but it's starting to warm up, so that's wonderful. Christine, good morning. Grandma and Grandpa in the chat. Oh, what's this? Is this a contract? Okay, cleaning out this trumpet case. What else we got in here? Shannon, good morning. Uh-oh. Is this a special note? Nope. Oh, I see. It's a cheat sheet. Face in the space. I feel like that's the start of a cool music rhyme. If you want to know the notes, just listen to me. I got something to say and it rhymes with 3. Wow, I'll work on that. All right, so that's empty. Then we're going to take the instrument out and get this case out of here. Splunking through the case, yeah. I think it's called splunging. That's a deep cut inside joke. All right, so as we continue to look at this, get our mouthpiece here. We're going to start just by taking it apart. All right, good. The tuning slides move, so that's a huge plus. Sometimes, often, more than I'd like that happens. These tuning slides get stuck, and then we have to think of creative ways to get them out. But we don't have to do that today. So it doesn't look too bad. We're still going to flush it because someone did play it, so we want to make sure it's nice and clean. Sometimes we'll pull out these tuning slides, and you'll just see, oof, gunk in there is the nicest way I can say it. I like to just pre-clean off these tuning slides. We're going to set them aside. Oh, actually, I got to go get my bucket. 1 second. 1 second. Actually, you can still hear me. I'm going into the other room, which you'll see in a couple moments. So I had to get a bucket because, here's the bucket. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be ultrasonically cleaning this instrument. So we have this plastic bucket here that we put the parts in, separate from the horn, and we put them both into the ultrasonic. And the ultrasonic, what it is, it sends sonic waves through the water and through the material that's in there, and it just like kind of pulverizes the buildup, all the stuff that's not supposed to be there. Really cleans it, breaks it off, and gets it nice and clean. It's only a couple minutes compared to the old way, which was we had a chem tank full of special solution that you would kind of soak the instruments in for 15, 20 minutes, and that would break away the buildup and calcification of whatever's in there. And ooh, wow. Yeah, I think we found the dent work. Look at that. All right, that'll be fun. So we're gonna take dents out of there and hope it doesn't break. Shouldn't. Ooh, back here too. Wow, someone really liked to go to town on that one. All right, so we're gonna take out the third slide stop. I'm just gonna show you how I organize this too then. So I have a space up front, and that's where I put all the parts. Got the third slide, take the ring off, and I set them up here. To the side, whoops. Everything's fine, off screen, everything's fine. Okay. And there I make sure these inner slides, on the horn are cleaned off. Get the grease and gunk off. All right, now we're gonna take the, well, that's not. Molly, what'd you do to this? I know, right? That's not how that's supposed to work. So this is gonna help our disassembly process of the pistons, because the piston's completely disassembled. Hopefully they're not stuck. That's fun. Well, that's fun. Come on, you're gonna just pop right out? Oh yeah, we're good. It just was disassembled. Why don't I reassemble one so that we can see what we're actually looking at here? Come on. Don't embarrass me, piston, in front of 5s of people. All right, so let's pretend. Can we play pretend? Can we make pretend? Let's make pretend. All right, so let's pretend this was in there. So I want to show you what they usually look like when we pull them out. All right, so that's what a piston's supposed to look like. Take off the top cap. Ooh, there we go. So this is an assembled piston for a trumpet. I'm gonna clean it off. And what we have a couple different components. We have the finger button. I'm gonna take that off. Just like that, finger button. That's where your finger pushes down on the piston. I'm gonna set that up here. What I do is I have my first piston, second, third, and I always have that in the same row. It's kind of my script, and that's where I place things so I know where it needs to go back in. Then we have the top cap. This is what keeps the piston in to the casing. We have a felt there. We're going to replace that. And that puts the porting inside. We have the ports of the piston. And then you can see like where the slide, you can see, well, this isn't correct, so that we'll look at that better when it's put together and correct. But these ports line up with these ports different ways, and that's how you get the different notes when you play a trumpet. And that felt helps keeps it regular. Then we have the stem. Take that off, and that holds in the spring and the valve guide, which is this plastic piece, similar metal. They line up with a spot on the inside. You see that little, oh, not that one right there. See that notch on the inside at the bottom? Maybe? That lines up with the valve guide here. And that's what lines up the valve to the porting and makes it all correct. And that spring keeps it in, so when you push down, let's see here. Did I put it in right? Oh, I got it backwards. Valve guides are like USB ports. You get it right on the third try. All right, so when that spring, when the piston goes down, it pushes the piston down, right? And that spring, when you let go of the piston, it pushes it back up. That's how that spring works. And then you have the piston itself. Nolan, good morning. All right, so now this is done. I'm going to set this inside of the plastic basket that I have. Next time, note to self, editor's note, Adam, don't put this camera right in front of your face when you're standing. You dingus. Oh, and then there's the bottom cap, which is on the bottom. All right. I suppose I could do this sitting down. How would I do that? That's probably better for the stream. Oh, hi, camera. Hello. You okay? You okay? There we go. It's okay. It's all right, camera. We all make mistakes. All right, so again, this one's weird because it was disassembled as it came in. So we're just going to finish doing that. Piston. Also, while I'm doing that, now in this one, again, this one's different and interesting because this was all disassembled, but I test the pistons and I see like how it feels compared to what it should feel, and that gives me a pretty good indicator about what needs to happen. After a while, no, I'm not always 100% in this, but after doing this for so long, I can kind of feel, is this just dirt? Like if it's being held up by something, if it's not working properly, I can kind of tell, is this dirt? Is there a dent? Is it bent? Things like that. Now again, I'm not always 100% accurate because that's not 100% science, but I'm getting there. I'm learning. All right, so take this apart here. So this is how I disassemble a trumpet. Almost done. So now the trumpet is completely disassembled. There's nothing else on it. The body of it is good to go. Last thing we want to do is take off the water key screw keys. People call these spit valves, but they're not. It's not okay. It's not okay. Okay, listen. They're called spit valves. It's not really spit coming out of there. It's not. You're not, when you play a horn, you're not just blasting it with whatever's in your face. It's condensation. I mean, there's a little bit of spit, but it's condensation. It's water. It's a water key. Okay, all right. So when you see your friendly brass player emptying out the spit valve, don't think they're just like. It's not their bodily fluid. It's just condensation. Okay. It'd be nice if they didn't empty it on the nice linoleum floor and make it slippery, but take what we can get. All right, so we're going to unscrew this screw. Yeah, water water key. Yeah, it's a water key. Don's a brass player, so he's probably like, no, that's a spit valve, homie. All right, so we have one on the third slide, which is this right here. This is the third slide. Usually play it like this, right? Hit that. And then you have one on the main tuning slide, which is right here. So we're gonna empty all this out. Not empty, take it off. Wow. Sometimes I say things good, bad, and indifferent. All right, there we go. And now, friends, we are completely disassembled. So what I have here, is the instrument, the body of the instrument, and then in this bin, I've nice and gently placed all of my slides and pistons. And we're going to take this and go to the ultrasonic, where I have a second trumpet that's waiting to be flushed, and we're going to let them run in that. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to hope that this camera works and take a little glimpse at my flushing room, or as we like to call it, the flushing room. We don't have a name for it, actually. So, all right, let's see if this works. Oh, look at that, it worked. Okay. It's just but a hop, skip, and a jump away. All right, so you can't really see super, in detail, but we've got our ultrasonic right here. It's filled with a chemical that's special to this, and we got this wire basket, so we gently place our instrument inside. And you can see I've got a second trumpet right here. And then we set this one in here, and all I'm gonna do is submerge it into the solution. Okay, all right. And now, folks, I'm gonna actually have to mute my mic, okay? Because this is actually pretty loud. So I'm gonna go ahead and mute my mic, but what I am gonna do is head back over to the normal camera and we'll unmute there. So I'm gonna mute my mic and I'll talk to you in just a moment. Test. Okay, we're back. So you could probably hear that in the background running. So what it's doing is it's sending sound waves through the instrument, and it's cleaning all the gunk that's built up as comes off, and the solution helps break apart the things that aren't supposed to be there. And it doesn't affect the brass, it doesn't affect most of what's in there. If you have the solution heated, it can, over time, over a long period of time, take the lacquer off of certain brass instruments. But frankly, I've never done that, and I haven't had an instrument have that happen. Actually, this is a fun story. In repair school, I went to Western Iowa Tech, we did have someone who forgot a trumpet in the ultrasonic solution over a weekend and came back and it was completely delacquered, and the instrument wasn't melted, but there was no lacquer on it. So they had to change the tank and got a good firm talking to from Mark. I remember that. Yeah, so that takes about a couple minutes. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do is we're going to go back to top view, and we're going to just replace these felts and water key on here. So I've got valve stem felts. All right, so I just grabbed 3 new ones. Replace the old ones. Whoops, there we go. And boom. And at this point, I'll take a look at the top cap. These look really good, so I'm gonna leave those. Those are fine on all 3. But I would, if I needed to, pop those out, and we just glue a new one back in. And then we're gonna clean off the water key corks. Oh, don't do that. Let's get the water key corks. All right. Where's my button collection? Great question. I set it aside I had a lot of stuff on my bench, so I'm like, I gotta move this. So already the ultrasonic's done. So usually when I'm running this, you know, when I'm doing this off stream and not talking and trying to engage, I try to get this process that I'm doing here done before the ultrasonic is done. Kind of an efficiency of time and movement and whatnot. But you know, we're just here, we're having fun. So these water keys are glued in typically, so I do the same thing I do with like a pad. Try to just pop those out. Come on. That's not coming out, so then we're gonna scrape it out. Don did the Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola. Yeah, the whatever's in Coca-Cola, it breaks down all the gunk just like some of our solutions. So, you know, makes you think when you have a Diet Coke. It doesn't stop me, it does make me think. So I made this too hot, so that's why I'm holding it with this. But I'm gonna scrape this old one out. Don, was the instrument still there after? Did it melt the instrument? And I've kind of experienced a couple things. Hey, what's up? Is that Reese? Is that your handle? PCB? All right. Scrubs the inside. That's a good one. Whew. All right, let's see if we can get this one out a little easier. These are old corks. The water key, some of them are cork, some are synthetic. We're gonna replace these with synthetic. Let's get all the old stuff out. Once we get this replaced, we're gonna go back to the flushing room, and I'm going to go through the rest of the cleaning process. You're gonna have to tell me when we get in there, make sure that the volumes are okay. So I'm gonna be running hand machines. Wow.
You okay?
I'm okay, I think. I just need a little bit more coffee. Hand machines. Hand machines, Adam. What is a hand machine? What does that even mean? What does that mean? Hand machines. We got to think, actually, you know, I was just thinking. So with woodwinds, we have our bad leak, go away. What is our brass version of that? We got to have a brass catchphrase. What is our brass? I don't know. We got to think about that as we walk through this process. But, all right, so that's all switched out. Let's head back to the flush room and scrub out some trumpets. I'll be right there. I'll be right there. I'm coming. All right, I'm actually gonna go ahead and adjust the camera slightly so that you can see what's going on a little bit better. There we go. All right. So all I'm doing onto the side here is just taking the basket out, and then we're gonna drain what's in here. We're gonna do the first trumpet I had in here, which is not the one we saw me take apart, but all right. So here's where I just need you to let me know if it gets too loud. Let me know the levels and whatnot. Try to move this so you don't just see my face, and I'll try to stay out of the way. This one here, this is an experiment on this one. So, all right. Take everything out. And just wash it out with water. Hey, what's up, Marty? Oh, good. The brass guy's here watching me now. Usually I'm nervous because Chris is here. Now we got Marty, the brass guy. Lucky me. All I'm doing is just washing everything out. And this is that first trumpet this is not the one that we pulled from the case. This is a separate one. All right. So how we do this is we have a soap solution. It's called the Texas Flush. And actually, I'm pretty new to this. I learned this after coming to the company here. So that was pretty fun. And it's a cool new thing that I learned, and it works really well. And I'm happy I learned it. So now here, I got everyone who does the Texas Flush pretty well here watching me, so we can see if I do this correctly or if I need to change what I do. But we use hand tools, or as I apparently like to call them, hand machines. We then have special brushes here that are attached to quick attach tools like this. Okay, and you just slide it into the hand machine. Oh yeah! Got Tim the Toolman Taylor over here. All right, so this solution here, this slurry, is a special concoction. It's a industry secret. Sure. I'm actually gonna take my ring off here. And you just start by, and this brush is set for casings, which is what we're gonna start with, and I have a different one for the inner and outer slide of the trumpets and the slides themselves. So I'm gonna try to stay out of camera view here. So all we're gonna do, I feel awkward here trying to be in a different position, is just push it in here. I like to try to get the slurry in each piston before moving on. And then we just run it a little bit. We can see already that the solution coming out of it is dark and dirty and gross, right? That's all that dirt coming off, even having run through the ultrasonic. I wash off my brush, set it aside, wash off the instrument, and do it again. I want to do it a couple times until it doesn't come out nasty, basically. A little bit more. It usually takes me about 3 times, I think, running through this. Again, just trying to get all the gunk and dirt out. I hope the volume isn't too terribly annoying. Please let me know if it is. I can try to do something different. There we go. Clean off the brush. And I always put the tool back where I found it right away so that if Molly needs it, she knows where it is. When you're in a multi-tech area, put your tools away right away. So there, the casing is clean. All right. And we're gonna move on to the slides. So I grabbed the brush that I use for the slides, another, same brush, okay, same end, same process. Let's get her done. I can't use that one. That one's probably trademarked, huh? Trying to think, like, I don't know. Scrub it, dub it. Get her done. No, okay. I'm working on a catchphrase. We got to think of something. Chad, I need some help. We got to. So when you flush a horn, you're a suds bud, a suddy buddy, because of the suds of the soap. No, okay. I'm not doing very well. Suddy buddy. I actually do like that. If you're flushing horns, you're a suddy buddy. That's So stupid. You got any study buddies in the chat? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know about that one. Ooh, look at that. You can see that kind of like rust color almost coming out of that. I'm gonna flush that one again. Oh, you can even see on the brush. It's all orange. Ew. Study buddies a breath. Okay, thank you, Shauna. We can't use that. We have to think about branding and marketing. Study buddy is already a toy. Okay, let's think of it. All right, so, sorry, my brain's trying to think of good marketing. Scrub that. No, Marty, come on. Let's keep it. Ooh. Okay, I'm just gonna move on from that comment. So I did the slides. I'm gonna go do them again. Like I said, I like to get a couple times here. My mind's thinking about stupid catchphrases now. This tuning slide is pretty bad. I'm gonna actually hit this, focus on this here. No, I know it is, Marty. It's just, I don't know, that made me smile. That was funny. It was very good. I feel like if you use that in this context, it could be taken differently, is what my thing was. All right. That's better. So these two are done. Get these two again. So now oh, this isn't the tuning slide. I was thinking that was the tuning slide that I didn't work on, but that's the next one. So that'll be fun to do. All right, so I set this aside here. And now that we have the inside, basically the inside of all the instruments and parts cleaned, we're gonna clean the outside as much as we need. So how I do this, I'll get a fresh one. No, I will use, these scouring pads, it's ultra fine, that I use. I lather them up with this is a secret soap concoction that we use. I use here. And nice and sudsy. I like to kind of work the pad a little bit before using it. Stretch it out a little bit. Then I just gently clean off the pistons. And I like to do like a figure-8 pattern. I feel like that gives a nice cross-hatch pattern that I think kind of helps it move, although it might just be in my head. It's also how I was taught. We have different methods in the shop that I simply don't have space for, but this is how I do it. And then on the outer side, so we got the inside clean, so we're just gonna clean up the outer side. Same concept. You have to be careful here. You don't want the scouring pad to scratch any of the other part of the instrument, so you just make sure it's tight and cleaned up. And I just do the same thing. If it's really bad, I'll put a lot of elbow grease into it, but again, I just put a little cross-hatch pattern, a figure-8. Make sure it's clean. It shines it up really nice too, which I like. Nice, bright, shiny tubes. I think that's very aesthetically appealing. Pleasing, is that what I'm about to say? There we go. So let's take a look here. We can see that the brass is kind of dull. I mean, it's not dirty, it's not bad. We do have these like marks here where you can see, oh, let me draw, hopefully you can see that. Like where there's like staining and stuff on it, okay. So we're gonna see how this looks after we a little elbow grease in it. And I'm careful here because this is a scouring pad. Like I don't want this to scratch, so I kind of keep my finger there right at the edge of it so it doesn't hit that and scour that up. Okay. And there, brightens it right up, cleans it up, gets those, this is soap, but there we go. This main tuning slide is pretty nasty. And then I do the same on the trumpet. So we have the two spots on the trumpet, the inner slides for the third, or the first and third. And I have a couple different ways I do this. Sometimes I'll just kind of gently set it depending on the instrument. If there's room, I set it against the edge here. Lightly press on it with my body. I'm not hurting it. I'm not putting too much pressure. And I'm not sure if you can see this on camera. Yeah, so you'll see here. So I just take this, carefully put it in. I'm pulling away from the instrument because I don't want it to scratch, but then I get that slide right there. And then over in the corner here, I got a nice little spot that holds it tight. Gently push it against my body and then get the outside, the other side. And they're nice and clean. Boom. There we go. Then I shoot some water at it. All right, we're gonna wash it out, and then we're gonna use the air hose to dry it, and I will, again, mute for that so it doesn't blow your eardrums out, but we'll stay in here and do it. First, gotta get all the soap off here, nice and clean. All right, and with that, oh wait, where's the caps? Hit them over here. All right, so this is where, again, I hit it with the air dryer. So I'm gonna go ahead and mute my mic, just enjoy some ambient lo-fi music as I blast the water off of this with some air. So talk to you in a couple minutes. I'm back. Sorry, that took my air compressor about 75 years to shut off, so that's why I was muted yet. So, all right, so the first one is done. This is now the Yamaha, the rental return that we were taking apart before. So we're gonna go ahead and do the same process with this. I'll probably talk a little bit less about what I'm doing and just kind of get to it. And hopefully, let's see, chat, if you can join me. Can we come up with a saying? Can we come up with anything that, any sort of like catchphrase? I need something. I'm struggling here. Scrubby buddy, is that something? Is that anything? I don't know. I'm stuck on like scrub and sud. Maybe I need to move away from that. But all right, let's get started. Like, I don't know. Like, does it have to rhyme? Should we keep with the kind of like kids show theme of like bad leak, go away? Like I think of like, doesn't Daniel Tiger have like a scrub and wash and be on your way, something like that? A little jingle. When your trumpet's dirty, here's what you do. Give it a bath with me and you. No, that's weird. Okay. Soap on my watch. Gross. Is Scrub Buddy anything? Is that anything? Is that marketable? All right, so casings look good. Go ahead and switch out to the other brush. Let's get the inner and outer sides. This instrument's pretty clean. My guess is it wasn't rented for long. Come on. Which happens, you know, we hope people rent for a long time, but sometimes you try a trumpet and realize, I'm more of a clarinet player or saxophone or something else. So, but if that's the case, we here at Heid Music are more than happy to help you find exactly what you're looking for on your musical journey. HeidMusic.com. Hashtag sponsored. Wait, no, we are. Never mind. Second take on this main tuning slide, it was a little dirty. There we go. We're up on our soap, our special soap, secret sauce. Ooh, this is that second slide that had some dent work. I think it's super important to clean before you even do the dent work. Make sure the part is clean, because I don't want to be, you know, when we do dents, you'll see we kind of move the metal around, and you don't want to do that if there's gunk in it. So there's a chance you're getting that gunk pushed into the brass. All right, inside, I think that's good. Let's scrub the outside. You ready, scrubby buddies? Scrub buddy, clean that slide. Oh, I love it, Chris. There it is. Scrub buddies assemble. It'd be like a Power Rangers thing. Yeah. Ooh, wow. Hold on. Like a Power Rangers-esque scrub buddy. Ah, I'm the yellow scrub buddy. I do trumpets. I'm the trumpet scrub buddy. I'm the tuba scrub buddy. I'm the strong one. Or something. I don't know. The scrub squad. Scrub a buddy. Scrub squad is pretty good. Scrub squad assemble. Are you a scrubby buddy? Alright, we're just cleaning this stuff off. Nice and shiny and clean. Ready for the next music maker to take it and change the world. That's what we do. That's what scrub buddies do. They make these brass instruments just beautiful to play, wonderful. See, when you're a scrub buddy, you don't do this work for you or the paycheck or anything. You do the work for the kids. They're the beginners, the players, the music makers of the world. That's what a scrub buddy is. We're out there getting our hands dirty, literally. Some things that come out of these instruments, you think, whew, is that the start of the zombie apocalypse? Am I patient zero? I think I was close once, dodged it. But you do it for the kids, just for the kids. TLC told me to stay away from scrubs. That's a scrub. We're scrub buddies, okay? It's different. We're not hanging out the passenger side of my best friend's ride. No. We're driving the bus all the way to Clean Horn Town. That's where we go. That's where we live. Clean Horn Town. Population, all of us. Be on the lookout for the action figure line of scrub buddies. Collect them all. There's 150. They cost $50 each. Wow, look at this horn. That looks nice. That's nice. All right, scrub buddies. We are going to mute up again. We're going to hit this with the air hose, dry it off, and then we're going to go ahead and move over to the other room and probably do some dent work. Actually, we might have a Molly minute then so that I can switch over to dent work mode. We'll talk about that in a second. So here we go. We're going to flush this, enjoy some ambient lo-fi as we dry off this horn. Come over here. See? There we go. What music? There's music playing. Don, don't do this to me. Freak me out. All right, so that's dry. I'm going to do a little camera shifting in the background here. You're going to see me moving around. But I think it's time, ladies and gentlemen, for the long-awaited Molly Minute. What are you even going to do today? Prepping for soldering? Ooh, okay. Well, let's do it. Everyone, the Molly Minute. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, the Molly Minute. Bring! There you go. Wait, I have to have it shipped to you. Here, I'll do this. Ready? Hold on, sorry. There you go. You're in.
Hi guys. So today we are going to prep for soldering on this third slide, trumpet third slide. And it's a C-clip. Is this called a C-clip water key? It's called a C-clip water key.
It's an Amato water key?
Amato water key. It has a C-clip in it. Okay, I always call it C-clip because that's what we do. So that's what I do. So I'm gonna take this tape off of here. I think it's just electrical tape, but the water key got unsoldered, which is no good. So we're going to prep it by removing the old solder so that we can put new solder on there and get it back on. Oh, yep. There we go. Yep, you can see the old solder there that we're going to need to take off. And then here is the water key, also has old solder on there that we're going to take off. The C-clip in here is what we need to remove in order to get the whole contraption out. And I just use my little poker that I made.
Hold your hand up, look at the camera and hold your hand up like this. There you go.
Cool. And then I'm just going to use my little poker to gently remove it, not let it go flying and lose it. I've never lost a C-clip to this day. I have not lost a C-clip, which I'm very proud of. And there we go. Got it all out of there. It's just empty little thing. And I have a couple tools here that I use to get rid of the solder. I have just regular 220 sandpaper, but I also have this really cool sanding stick that I know the guys at the warehouse also have, and Adam has one, and I really like it because it just, like, you can use this part just to sand very intricately. So we're just I'm first gonna use my 220 to get all of the big chunks of solder off. And we remove the old solder and get down to the unlacquered brass so that when we put the new solder in, it has something to stick to. It'll stick really well to the unlacquered brass, and then it'll be all nice and won't fall off. One of the difficult parts about doing soldering on these water keys is you have to be super precise and line up the two holes here. You have to line those up, try to line those up perfectly so that it works and we're not blocking any air from going through. So I'm just sanding off the old solder, see if we can get down to the unlacquered brass. The This is a Getson trumpet, I believe. It's a Getson trumpet. Not a bad trumpet. We're almost there. Oh yeah. There we go. Yep. Just trying to get in there and get all the solder out so that we can put the new solder in, which I love soldering. Soldering is one of my favorite brass things to do besides dents. I get very focused and like zoned in when I solder. I'll kind of like forget where I am for a sec, and then I'll like be done soldering, and I'm like, oh, Adam's here, hi. So I really do like soldering. I've done a bit of soldering on silver now, which is more difficult because the solder will stick to the silver. So you have to be very precise with that soldering. Sanding stick is fun, yes. I'm gonna actually switch to that to get the smaller things here. I really do like the sanding stick. You can get different grits of the sanding stick, right? Yeah. I think Seth has like 4 different sanding sticks, and they're all different colors. And I was like, those look nice. Let's see if we can. Yeah, see how we're getting down there? There's pretty much no solder, and you can see a little bit of the unlacquered brass there. And then, I got solder on my hands now. But yeah, and then I'm gonna have to get the solder off of here, and we'll fit it on there and solder it on, which is all fun and games. Cool, yeah.
You just at the camera, hold your hand. Nice. All right. That was the Molly Minute, everyone. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, the Molly Minute. Bring! We get dings in the chat for Molly. Dings in the chat. Ding, 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 you did great. Molly is really, really good at soldering. She's all of her stuff. Sometimes I'm looking at it going, oh, wait, who is this? Is this it? Is this it? No, that's a factory solder. Which one is it? She's killing it. Loves dent work. That's all fun and games to her. All fun and games. I'm not really sure why I said that. All right. Everyone loves Molly Minute. What a wonderful little segment. It's not little, it's very important. She's like, stop talking to me. Okay, so what we're going to do now is hopefully I got this down right, but so if we recall, this is that second slide, right? We got some nice significant damage to this. We're gonna see what I can do, pop that out. All right. Do dent work on stream. I've never done that before, so we're just gonna see what happens. I also have this camera set up. I hope it works. Let's take a look. Yeah, that'll work for the most part. Please excuse the camera movement as we try to get a better angle. I think that's pretty good though. To start. Okay. So, what we're going to do is get some tools. And let's get going on this. So this is pretty standard, just a bench vise. But this is where I do almost all of my dent work. And this little space here, but it's just enough for me. And if I have to do anything bigger, I know I have friends with a little extra space that that can handle the bigger stuff. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start. So we got it nice and clean. The inside's looking pretty good. That looks nice. So we're going to try to raise the dents from the inside. So I've got this special tool here, dent rod, and I have varying sizes of dent balls. And just screw on like that. And this one's pretty tiny. I'm just gonna see what happens pushing this one through. I might start, that should be, yeah, I'll get some of it out there. So we're gonna start here. I wanna make sure that you can see what I'm doing, so I might do some camera angle adjustments. So again, I apologize in advance, whoops, for the moving camera, but that's what we need. Here we go, okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of push this through. We're gonna try to raise these dented parts from the inside. Push them up a little bit, go to the next ball, push it up, and then I'll kind of tap on some of the high sides, bring that down. So you're kind of bringing the low sides up and the high sides down at the same time as I'm trying to do. But first we need to put a little key oil on the ball. Molly, Chris said, motto water key, what's a motto with you? And that's a really good joke. It's a really good one. Almost as good as my jokes. Almost. Sometimes I do this with my kids where if they say anything like what's for dinner, I'll be like, what's for dinner with you? Based off that joke. Oh, it's not funny, but I think it is. No, they don't think anything's funny that I do. So I'm just getting underneath, trying to push it up a little bit. So you can see it raising a little bit. So this is kind of a compound bend where I don't want to make anything crinkled or wrinkled. Just doing a little bit. This is where that hand strength comes in. Molly's working on it. Yeah. But remember when you started, you like couldn't do anything. Now you got good hand strength. You're working on it. It's in kind of a weird angle here. I'm trying to keep it on camera. My poor children, I know. Clean off the dent ball. I'm going to go up to the next size. The next size up. Put that on there. Put that on there just like that. Drop of oil. I know that they make like almost, I don't know, I want to say the word is like die sets, but like a cast of these. So you put it in there and you can put dent balls through to reshape it, but I don't have one of those, and I think they're kind of expensive, maybe, but I could be wrong on that. Maybe I should look into that. It's already looking pretty good. I'm going to do some tapping, and there's some high spots I want to try to bring down. Just starting here. Let's see if we can get this side. This is a tough one. I might need to readjust where the dent ball is and where it's sitting to get a good angle on that. So I might come back to that one. Do a little bit of hollow tapping. Hollow tapping is where, you know, when you can do some tapping where there's some sort of hard surface on the inside. Maybe you have a bell mandrel, which is, I have one right here, I'll show you. This is a bell mandrel. For like a trumpet bell, you set it on there and you can tap against it to reshape the bell. We have a variety of different dent rods and dent balls and barrels and all that kind of stuff. So you can put those in and tap against to reshape the metal, or you can do hollow tapping, which is I'm going to do a little bit here, where there's nothing in there. you're just going to gently, I use a Delrin hammer. I just always have. I have dent hammers, but I feel like maybe I just need to relearn how to use them, but they kind of mar. Here I can just give a little bit and reshape that a little bit more. I'm trying to get that high spot down. So there's a ridge right here. Now when it kind of gets around to the nub, to really get that good, you have to take that nub off and reshape it, although I haven't had much success when this area is dented really bad. And maybe that's where those cool tap and die, or the casts and whatnot are good. I'd love some input here, folks. I know I got Don in the chat, and Marty, if you're still there, I mean, I'm happy to improve my dent work, especially with these second slides. For me, it's just pushing up and tapping down. I got one. I got a dent slogan. If you have a dent, what do you say? Tippy, tippy, tappy, let's make it a happy day. If you got a dent, what do you say? Tappy, 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 let's make it a happy day. Whoa, that's a mouthful. Make someone's day? I don't know, work in progress. Wow. Sorry. Listen, it'll catch on. Wow, that was an ugly laugh. I apologize. Yeah, we're having fun here. We're having fun. Oh, so I went to the next ball up, next size up. Kind of helps shape it a little bit more. It's already looking pretty good. Remember where it was before. Some high spots here I might tap. I'm gonna try hollow tapping. I might tap with the ball inside too, just to get that down. Yeah, I gotta move it for this one. Can't quite get the right angle that I want. Let's do a little bit of tapping here on the high side, gently. It's right here. Right about there is where it's high. Just hollow tap a little bit more. Reshape it. I feel like dent work is like an art. There's artistry to it because you're moving and shaping metal. It's not as, I feel, not as kind of black and white as maybe woodwind repair. It's, I don't know, it just feels like a little bit more of an artistry. Looks pretty good. Oh, we got that side right there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna try to tap here. Wish I had a smaller hammer. You wanna hear the freestyle rap in the middle of the dent song? Ooh, boy. Ooh, boy. Let me work on it. I'm not feeling a freestyle rap right now. I'm gonna adjust this here a little bit. Let's see if we can get a better angle for this other side. Make sure this is still on camera. Nope, let's change it. There we go. That's coming up a little bit. Change dent balls. That's kind of all dent work is back and forth, working it slowly. Probably went a little too fast on that side right there. I'm on streaming, I'm nervous. Actually, want to adjust this so I have a better angle. Adjusting the angle of my, there we go, that helps. Hopefully that's still on camera. There we go. This is all very different when you do it for a crowd like this. Very interesting. Bringing that up. There, it's looking pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. There. See a reshape there from when it was crushed. Probably bring it, I'll probably go back, just do a little bit of tapping here. It gets kind of repetitive and boring as you kind of go back and forth, but that's the majority of that dent work. I want to get to kind of reassembling here. Maybe we can put our pistons back together with just a couple minutes left. So let's head back over to the bench and do a little bit of reassembling. All right. Tappa, tappa, tappa all day long till that dent is gone. What did I say before? That's where you write it down. All right, let's put these pistons together. If you have a dent and you want it gone, tappa, tappa, tappa all day long. That one's better. There we go. Ooh, we're getting there. All right. I'm sorry, chat, that you have to put up with me. I really am. So we have our pistons here, and we're gonna reassemble all three, and that's probably gonna be where we're gonna get with this. So as far as this trumpet goes, actually I will probably, yeah, I might do this, take this time here to make a little fast video that I've been meaning to make, time-lapse video, but we'll get back to that. But for this one here, again, that came out pretty good. It's a little bit of scarring, a little bit more, then I'm gonna go back, right? It's not perfect yet, and I gotta come back. I was getting a weird angle there. But that's pretty much done. And then I'm gonna reassemble the trumpet and put the oils, proper oils and stuff on it. So maybe next stream I'll get a instrument to this point, and we'll put it back together, and we'll cover what we missed today. But first, let's start with our pistons. So again, we have our standard piston here. And our valve guide goes in first. So there is a right and wrong way. So if you look on the valve guide, see there's a thicker side and a thinner side. And if we look at the channels, one is a little bit thicker than the other. So that way you typically can't put the valve guide in wrong. But as I said before, putting it in valve guides is like putting it in a USB port. You get it right on the third try. Or the first if you're an expert like me. Oh, wow. So we put the valve guide in, then we put in the spring, and we have our stem. Actually, I like to put just a drop of oil on the threads, because I have had them get corroded and get stuck, so even just a tiny drop of oil on the threads will help prevent that. And it doesn't get in the piston, it doesn't get anywhere weird. So, so we have the valve guide, the spring, the stem, we have a replaced felt on there. And we put our top cap on, like this, like so, and then we screw on our finger button. Okay, let's do that very quickly for the next three. Valve guide, spring, stem with felt. Ooh, am I making a new song? Top cap next, and with the button. That doesn't work. There we go. So valve guide spring, stem and felt, top cap next, and that ain't nothing, and then you end with the finger button. Oh, that's, okay. There we go. They have our pistons set together. Let's keep going, let's put those in. So here's our trumpet we just cleaned and flushed. Look how pretty it is. I do a little wiping here, some of the water stains there. But what I like to do with this next is, this is actually a flute swab rod. Is that what it's called? Flute rod? Yeah. I use this when I take a little piece of cloth that I like to use. And then I just like to swab out the casings, make sure they're clean. Typically are, but it's just an extra step to be sure. All right, so typically we actually don't oil our pistons when we put these instruments in. We leave them dry and we put a little note on there. If a customer wants it, I will use, oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, we put this little notice on there saying you gotta oil your valves before use. This is a rental, so we wouldn't do that. But what I would do is whatever valve oil that's in the customer case, if they want it, or leave it dry, just put a bit on it. Ooh, hold on, let me dry that off. You know, just put a bit on there, and we put it into the casing. And you give it, before you even start screwing it in, you just take the finger button, just turn it so that that valve guide, again, this guide, this nub, lines up on the inside. See if you can see that. Oh, yep, right there. See at the bottom there? There's a little space for the valve guide. That keeps everything aligned. You're gonna make sure you put the first piston, which we did, in slot number 1. It starts 1 is the closest to the mouthpiece. Then you screw in the top. Oh yeah. Oh, beans, oh boys, that's good. Again, the second, again, we have the slot there. You can kind of see it in the casing. Wow, look how clean that is. Make sure that that valve guide lines up with that. Give it a little twist so it locks in. Your little tip when you screen on the caps and finger buttons and really anything, if you go backwards a little bit until the threads lock in, you're sure that it'll be nice and threaded without cross threading. Just like that. And then we'd take the bottom caps, put them on. Actually, I forgot one thing as I was talking about this. Again, just like with the casings, I do like to put a little drop of oil just on the top of the threads. Just a tiny drop. There we go. And as you thread it on, that'll spread the oil around. And again, it just prevents corrosion. It keeps it clean. Make sure that they're easy to take off next time we work on them. So I'm gonna hit these really quick with that. Come on. There we go. There we go. Go backwards, then forwards to lock the threads in. Go backwards, then forwards to lock the threads in. There we go. Same with the bottom. Putting the cap on. Going backwards a moment to lock it in, and you just spin it on. Go backwards to go forwards. One step backwards, a million step. Oh, I dropped it. Oh, beans. Oh, crumbs. One backwards, a million forwards. There we go. That's how you put the pistons in. And at this point, I would take a finger button off and put this on it, this notice again that says, hey, oil your valves. We keep them dry. Multiple reasons for that. Perhaps the oil we're not using doesn't jive with what they're using, or if it goes into storage, keeping them dry keeps them clean for a little bit longer. So, but I think that's where we're going to stop for today, gang. Again, I'll just oil the rest of this, put it together, and call it good. I hope you enjoyed this stream. First brass one. I hope the camera angles worked well enough. But that was fun. And we didn't have to do anything wild and crazy to make it work. Molly, did you have fun? Molly's minute was great, right? Yeah, it was good. Good job, Molly. Good job. Dings in the chat for Molly. All right, gang. Well, thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Maybe we'll do a little bit of brass, a little bit of woodwind next week, a combo. And until then, thank you so much. Have a wonderful week. And make sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that notification so that you know exactly when we go live. And we will see you next Thursday, same time, same place, same awesome, upbeat vibe. Yeah, thanks everyone.
Let us help you find your melody at Heid Music.